Let's talk about some interesting facts from the Chiefs' 2022 schedule, an interview from UDFA linebacker Jack Cochrane, some very interesting tweets from Josh Gordon, and much more. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Chiefs and the NFL overall. So hey, sub if you are new, hit that like button if you think the Raiders are absolutely dumpster juice. And let's get into this news. Let's start off on a note that is lighter than my own skin with this photoshopped picture of Trent McDuffie in a Chiefs uniform that was shared by his college football team, the University of Washington. And well, to be honest, the Photoshop work almost looks like they hired somebody off of Fiverr.com. And the comment section on Twitter let them know basically just that. Sage says, why does he look pocket-sized? Thought he got an action figure there for a second. Y'all did bro dirty. Your guys' editing team is awful, WTF. Yes, almost as awful as this dude's grammar. This guy said, this is a weird Photoshop. Please try again out of respect. That's such a bizarre picture. Dude looks really small. So yeah, maybe somebody on the social media team of McDuffie's previous school has a personal grudge against the guy because they were certainly not doing him any favors here when they posted this one. And then, in case you all were having trouble sleeping at night due to the fact that you were not in the know about the Chiefs' internal coaching staff promotions, let me provide you with some much needed relief here because Aaron Wilson on Twitter is delivering the goods. He tweeted out on May 16th saying Kansas City Chiefs promotions include Brian Dunn, who is now Vice President of Accounting and Controller. Hopefully he uses an Xbox controller. Jane Martin is now Vice President of Fan Experience. Michael Ragsdale is now Vice President of Finance, Strategy, and Analytics. 3 jobs. Give this man a raise or at least an assistant. And finally, Dr. Sean Tyrants is now Vice President of Player Services and Assessment. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that and find comfort at night now that you know this. And then let's take a quick look at some very interesting stats about the Chiefs' upcoming schedule this season. Honestly, Charles Goldman from Chiefs Wire is a freaking legend. I refer to his articles very often, and if you're not following Chiefs Wire for Chiefs news, are you really a Chiefs fan? Okay, that was a bit dramatic, but if you're not following them, you really need to because he does good work. Anyway, he noted that the Chiefs will be facing 0 teams coming off of a bye week in 2022, and this is what he says. You've probably heard by now that the Kansas City Chiefs have one of the toughest schedules of the 2022 NFL season. Why, yes, Charles, I have heard that. 9 of their 14 opponents in 2021 were playoff teams. Their first 8 opponents all had winning records last season, which is a historical mark when it comes to tough schedules. If you're looking for a silver lining in terms of the schedule, though, we're happy to report that there actually is one. The Chiefs might have the toughest schedule in the league next year, but their opponents won't get much help at all in terms of extra rest. The Chiefs don't face a single team coming off of the bye week in 2022. They also only face a single team with a mini bye week, which comes following a Thursday night game. So yeah, I do like that about the schedule. No team gets the chance to catch any extra Z's or rest up / heal up via a bye week prior to facing us. Let's freaking go. And here's a few more interesting notes about our schedule as noted by Charles the Goat Man Goldman. Yeah, that was bad. But 9 teams will play a road game and 7 teams will play a home game prior to playing the Chiefs. And this is a weird one, but 3 teams will face the 49ers before playing the Chiefs. I don't know what that means, but there's that. Only 1 team, the Seahawks, week 16, will get some extra rest before playing the Chiefs. And only 1 team, the Chargers, in week 11, will have played a primetime game the week before facing the Chiefs. So I bet you're glad you know that one. And only 1 team, the Jaguars, in week 10, will have a bye week following their game with the Chiefs, which they are most likely going to need because they are probably going to lose by a lot of points. Kansas City will certainly take all the help it can get with the grinder of a schedule they're up against in 2022. No opponents getting an extra week of rest almost feels like a reward, given how tough the schedule already is. So there you go, some extra nuggets about our upcoming schedule. And speaking of nuggets, I really wish Chick-fil-A had spicy chicken nuggets. It would be absolutely incredible, and now I'm freaking hungry, but onward we must go. So after South Dakota linebacker Jack Cochrane sadly did not hear his name called during the draft, he made the decision to happily sign with the Chiefs as a UDFA, and he was recently interviewed by Yotes host John Thayer to talk about his NFL draft experience, rookie minicamp, and more. Jack chose the Chiefs because he liked the defensive coaching staff, specifically naming Spags and Coach Daly, as well as head coach Andy Reid. He thought he'd be a really great fit on the team, and of course, they are a great organization. Side note, who's been to 4 AFC championships in a row, so who really would not want to join the ranks of the Kansas City Chiefs? I don't know, but anyway, he then described rookie minicamp as a literal whirlwind. He took everything in and went out there and felt confident in how he performed when out there, and is excited to continue to develop relationships with the coaches as they move into the next phases. And he mentioned in that interview that he knows he'd have a lot to contribute on special teams, and really, that kind of thing was expected with guys like him coming on as a rookie.
If you're not valuable on special teams, your value greatly decreases. So we got a little taste of that in rookie minicamp. Really enjoyed the special team staff and learning from them the past weekend. So definitely that's going to be a huge part of the next step for me.
So yeah, I do personally think he has a shot to make this roster purely as a backup or a rotational guy on defense, but with an active special teams role. In fact, I would almost bet 3 strands of my beard that he will in fact make this roster. I'm pretty confident in that if you cannot tell. From there, he was asked about what it's going to be like for him in these next phases as he sees some of the veterans come around. Would he be starstruck, or what would it be like? And I really liked his answer, to be honest.
I don't know if starstruck is the right word, but I see it as an awesome opportunity to learn. I mean, these are some of the best football players in the world on that team, and I'm trying to become one of them myself. So just taking everything I can learn from them, whatever the position may be, I think is a great opportunity for me.
So, to the starting roster, this man must go. Let's get it, Jack Cochrane. And then, with the 2022 draft over with, I know that you all are wondering about the 2023 draft, even though the 2022 season hasn't even started yet. So, let's dialogue real quick about it here, because with this comp pick the Chiefs now receive because of Melvin Ingram signing with the Dolphins, they are now projected to have 12 total picks in the 2023 NFL draft, which is what they went into the draft recently with, 12 picks. The Chiefs hold all 7 of their own 2023 NFL draft picks, but also have a 4th round and a 6th round pick from the Tyreek Hill trade, plus a 3rd round comp pick for Ryan Poles going to the Bears, a 7th round pick for Jaron Reed signing with the Packers, and a round comp pick for Melvin Ingram, probably a 6th or a 7th if we're going to be honest. Now, obviously, they could trade some of these picks away for maybe someone like Chicago Bears Robert Quinn. We talked about that a little bit more in detail in yesterday's video, or we could even get more draft picks by trading away players. And there's also the possibility, albeit slim, that the Chiefs could still receive an additional 3rd round comp pick if Eric Bieniemy were to be hired as a head coach next season. But based on the fact that he's interviewed with like 12 or 13 teams already and has not landed a head coaching gig, it's not a high possibility of happening, regardless of the reasons we think that it's happening for, but you never know. So yeah, the Chiefs once again load up on draft picks for next year, also continuing the trend of going young and affordable, and it's also worth noting again that the draft is in Kansas City next year, so I cannot wait for that. And then I can either confirm or deny this, but Josh Gordon may quite possibly be getting trained up in the ways of the Force, on Twitter at least, by Tyrann Mathieu himself, because Gordon posted a couple interesting tweets yesterday, then deleted them shortly after. I actually took screenshots yesterday to refer back to them this morning when I was prepping my notes, and poof, they were gone like magic, completely removed from his Twitter feed, but again, I have the screenshot, so let's get into it. Basically, a video was shared yesterday of Josh Gordon pulling off a crazy 95-yard reception back in like 2013 when he was on the Browns and they were playing the Jaguars, which in that game put him over 200 yards receiving for the 2nd game in a row. Homie had 10 catches for 261 yards against the Jaguars, and they still managed to lose the freaking game, by the way, Browns being Browns. But then, the week prior to that, he had 237 yards against the Steelers, which made him the first player in NFL history to post back-to-back games with 200-plus receiving yards, which was absolutely incredible, if we're going to be honest. Anyway, there's the context. So, this video was shared on Twitter in which this man named Dominique Love, an elegant name, by the way, said Josh Gordon used to be so tough, man. And Josh Gordon himself actually responded to this saying, LOL used to? Not impressed emoji. Being number one or basically the only option definitely helps. I haven't been in as desperate of a situation as this since. Shrug emoji. To which teammate Doris Fountain said, "Talk yo poop emoji." Josh Gordon and Gordon followed up by saying, "LOL, better start looking for a second job at this point, huh?" Poop emoji. All right, so let's talk about this for a moment here because I'm not sure where Josh Gordon's mindset is with this one. He basically is saying that he is still that guy from 2013, even though he's now 31 years old and has caught only 32 passes in the regular season of the NFL since 2019. And I want to tread pretty lightly here because I know he's struggled with addiction and has really worked on turning his life around. Plus, I also have family members that are recovering addicts. So I'm glad he's sober, training hard, working with the Chiefs, and honestly would love it if he is able to make this roster. But dude, Josh Gordon needs to remain a bit humble here. He's been suspended from the league 6 times and basically washed away his prime NFL years due to his struggle with addiction. And if he's not careful, with the receiving room being so competitive here on the Chiefs, he may indeed need to start looking for another job or at least another job with another team. I get why he deleted the tweets because it's not the best look, and yeah, it's not the biggest deal in the world at the end of the day, but I do believe to some extent at least it reveals his heart posture and where Josh Gordon is at mentally, at least with himself. And you can look at this a couple of different ways. He's either A, still living in complete denial, which I don't find very likely, or B, is simply still a player who is very hungry to succeed and prove that he has what it takes in this league. I'm sure he regrets some of his past decisions, and that tweet he responded to may have just been out of pain of said past regret. And I just found it interesting when a player like Josh Gordon, who has been basically shown repeated grace by the NFL and is lucky to even be in the league after being suspended indefinitely and then reinstated, would respond the way that he did to this tweet that wasn't even really a dig at him to begin with. So my question here is, what do you guys think about this one? Is Josh Gordon still that guy? Will he be making the roster this year with how competitive the receiving room is in the first place? Definitely let me know your thoughts here to this situation and let's dialogue about it in the comments because this one was interesting. And now let's take a look at some of my favorite comments from yesterday, starting with this person's name that I could definitely not pronounce if my life depended on it. They say, "Bro, you have no business calling someone Captain Obvious. You look like you could do the Expedia commercial filling in for that Captain Obvious and no one would notice you're a different person." So I was like, wow, this one actually might be a good dig. I looked up that individual to see what the heck this man was talking about, and here it is. Listen, bud, and this is a serious question. Is your spirit animal Ray Charles? Because you are basically freaking blind. If there's anything you need to learn in life, it's this. Not all beards are created equal. I mean, this is hilarious. His beard is brittle looking and basic, while my beard, on the other hand, much more elegant. And it took me longer to grow this beard than it does to try and pronounce your freaking name. So better luck next time, Ray Charles. Timothy Bush gets the super thanks shout out from yesterday, sending a $5 message that says, "Tomorrow's coffee is on me. Thanks for all you do." Dude, thank you so much. I will definitely be getting another coffee. I am absolutely buzzed right now on this coffee over here. It is strong, so I'll definitely get another one. Frank Baraja says the D-line is still a open question of concern that will be continuously addressed by Chiefs without a doubt, so not worried there. In Veach we trust, in Reed we learn, in Mahomes we believe, and in Kelsey we rock. Go Chiefs. It's easy for everyone to throw some shade on the Chiefs, but in the end, no one will remember what they said while the Chiefs rock on. And then 5 a.m. Mixes a lot says, "Love the channel. I'm so happy to see this channel growth. Keep it up. You're my favorite for watching Chiefs news. Let's go Chiefs. P.S. I'm naming my new dog Patrick. Let's go for Chiefs puppies." Well, thanks so much, man. And let's go puppy Patrick, you little stud. Send me a photo of that puppy on Twitter and let's let these people see him. I will feature him in a future video if you send him my way. Larry Hoop says, "Fantastic content. The kingdom is strong with you," which I found fitting considering I shared about Josh Gordon getting trained in the ways of the Force by Tyrann Mathieu earlier. So thanks so much, man. I appreciate that. Maharshi says, "Hey, Cole, I know you decided not to go to playoff games this year since the Chiefs lost when you go. And it got me thinking, should all of us here at How About Those Chiefs plan to go to a regular season game together? We could have some great barbecue at tailgate party and scream all we want inside." And I'm not going to lie, guys, this is a freaking fantastic idea. So my question is, would any of you all be interested in doing this? Because it would be a blast to be able to hang out with some of you and just enjoy good times together. We wouldn't all have to sit together per se, but we could at least meet up beforehand and kind of tailgate and hang out. I am definitely open to that idea. Let me know if you are as well. Sweaty Dogs is back and says, how about those Chiefs? Killing it, bro. Literally sit here wagging my tail, waiting for the video notification. Bark, bark. Dude, that is incredible. I am honored, and I do apologize about the mornings that I make you wait. Some edits just take longer than others. I cannot help it. California Chiefs says, Cole, you are hilarious. You have some great content, my friend, Chiefs fan from CA. Bro, thanks so much, man. I'm glad that some people do. Now, since you're from California and so is my wife, if only you could also convince her that I'm hilarious, that would be very helpful. ManCave1964 says, Melvin Ingram gone like Batman's parents. That hurts. Signed, Batman. So, are you the real Batman? That's my only question. I must know. JS says, yeah, we def should sign Clowney with Ingram signing elsewhere just to have a vet presence. And all Frank Clark needs in that picture is the Uzi out there looking like a GTA character. And dude, that is gold. You're freaking right. It's Vice City all over again. Let's be honest. I just wanted to make sure to give you guys a shout out and make sure to leave a comment down below to potentially be featured in the next video. Sub for more daily news like this, and check out this video here approximately from yesterday where I share some free agent options and trade options for the defensive line and much more. And until next time, let's go. How about those